Hello everyone and welcome to my today's flight from New Delhi to Kathmandu, Nepal. Guys, can you please confirm if my voice and game's voice both are in balance? Nothing is more or less. Can you please confirm in chat? Okay, let's go. If you have any problem with my voice, please let me know, then I will adjust the volume. So guys, today's flight is from New Delhi, India to Kathmandu, Nepal, and this flight is going to be around 2 hours long, and I'm using some tools and add-ons. First, I want to tell you about those. The first, you can say, utility which I'm going to use is Seam Toolkit Pro. This utility is used for track your flight. Doesn't matter you are on ground or you are in the air. So this is the utility which I'm going to use today so that we can track our flight throughout the route. And the second add-on which I'm going to use is it is Pushback Express from FS2 Crew. So this add-on is basically used to perform pushback of our aircraft. It just adds a little bit more realism. So I'm using this in today's flight, and two other things which I'm going to use. First is SimBrief to generate our flight plan, and the second thing is A320 takeoff performance calculator. So as we will go ahead in the flight, then I will tell you about all these things. So first thing first, let's create our flight plan. So as I told you, to create flight plan, I'm going to use SimBrief. So first let's open SimBrief, and you will see this page. If you want to use SimBrief, then you have to create an account in SimBrief, and you should be logged in that account. And after that, you will see this page. Or if you can't see this page, then you have to just click here and click on dispatch system. After that, you have to click new flight, and you will see this new page. So our today's flight is IndiGo flight. So I will put some data related to IndiGo. Our airline is IndiGo and its code is IGO. And flight number, we will choose random flight number. Let's choose 8496. Our departure airport is VIDP for New Delhi, and arrival is VNKT for Kathmandu. I'm not selecting any alternate, so I'm selecting none here. So it is a random number for time as well. So let's make it 10 Zulu, and airframe is Airbus 320 Neo. But SimBrief doesn't have A320 Neo, so we will go with A320. And after that, I will not touch climb profile, cruise profile, descent profile, and fuel factor, registration, fin number. This call sign, you can see call sign is here. And let's go to optional entries. So you can see here flight time is around 1 hour to 45 minutes, and departure runway is 28 and arrival is 02. Altitude, let's select it auto, or we can, if you want, then you can also put your own altitude. Let's go with the 39,000. So flight level 390, and passenger auto, cargo auto, zero fuel weight auto, captain name Rahul Sharma, and all these things. When you select your flight plan, when you put all the entries there, then SimBrief shows you preview of your flight plan here. It is New Delhi, and you will take off from the runway and you will take U-turn, and after that you will proceed on your plan. And finally, In Kathmandu, you will land like this. So it seems good. Let's generate our flight plan. But before generating flight plan, let's check one or two other options as well. So if you see here, it is operational flight plan layout. So I'm selecting Lido for this because Lido is most standard. If you want to fly specific airline, then you can look here if that airline is present here. If it doesn't, then you can select Lido. So I'm selecting Lido because Indigo airline is not present here. Go with it. And units are kilograms. After that, we are done. One more thing, you can see the text is in green, so it means you can fly this plan. There are some other routes available here, but depends, like sometimes this gives error and you will see red text here, so I don't want to go with that. So whatever SimBrief is giving me, I want to fly that. So let's generate our flight plan by clicking on this button. Confirm you wish to generate this flight plan. This will overwrite any previous generated flight plans. Click yes. And here it is, our flight plan. So it is some general information about flight plan. Cruise altitude is 390 and airline is IndiGo, origin is VIDP and destination is VNKT. We don't have any alternate. Date is this, departure is this. Air time is 1 hour 7 minutes. Block time is 1 hour 35 minutes. So you can say the total flight time would be around 1 hour 35 minutes. And these are some data for the fuels. This is our routing and this is our map. You will see here we have this OFP here with all the details. Now we have to do two more things. We will download this OFP in PDF format by clicking on this. So it is here and I'm downloading it. And the other thing is I will save this flight plan so that I can import this flight plan in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you can see there are a lot of options for the formats, but as I'm flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I will choose FS 2020. Click download. So our flight plan has been downloaded, show in folder, and you can see flight plan is here. So for now I'm going to close it. Let me put this on the other side. Now in our Microsoft Flight Simulator, we will click new to create a flight plan. As we have already created our flight plan, so I'm not going to use any of these options, but I will use this option for our aircraft. Like aircraft is Indigo A320, it is already selected. And after that we will go to ATC option and we will see what is the call sign of our flight. So it is IGO 8496. I will simply put here 8496 and after that I will click on this button again. Now for flight plan I will click on load or save and click load. We'll go to location where I have saved my flight plan and you will see this is a flight plan. VIDP VNKT Microsoft Flight Simulator 6 December 2020. So we will select open. And you can see this is our flight plan loaded in our flight simulator. So as you know, our cruising altitude is 390. So we also have to set that. At present it is 11887 meters. Let me check what value would come in meters for 39,000 feet. So guys, you can see here 39,000 feet is equal to 11887, which is exactly already selected here. So we are good. So we will start cruise here at this point. So you can see after Porvu waypoint, we will reach to cruise somewhere, and then in between Pavru, 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 and LKN. In between that, we will be at our cruise altitude, and we will start our descent here. So let's click this button again, and now let's select our flight conditions. So our flight time is 10 a.m. UTC. So we will select 9:15, somewhere around like 45 minutes before, like this, and we are all set. Now let's click fly. So guys, if you have watched my last video, I had told in that video like with every live stream I will try to add some new add-ons. So this time I'm using this Pushback Express. I found this utility is very good because default Microsoft Flight Simulator pushback system, that is not great, that is not that much good. So I have bought it from FS2 Crew, and you can see here it has all the options for jetways, for aircraft doors, for stairs, fuel, baggage, power supply, catering, and after that for pushback itself. So if you click on this settings button, there are three mode of pushback: rudder control, Windows button, and distance. So I'm not going in details. I'm selecting rudder control for this flight. Let me put it on other screen. Let's see what we have in our OFP. So at the very top, you can see our flight number. It is actually call sign if it is prefixed with IGO. And after that, the date and our departure and destination, flight, aircraft type. After that, we have some other figures like coast index, and our cruising altitude is here, and it is information about fuel. If you go down on the third page, you will see some more information about weights and everything. And here is detailed our route information. So guys, we have loaded our aircraft at the runway. So let's click ready to fly. So as you can see, we are at our runway and everything is already set up. Our flight plan is set up. If I show you flight plan, then I will click on flight plan, and if I scroll through, let me select it to plan, and the range is 10, right? So if I show you everything here, if I scroll through our flight plan, it will show you our whole route here, and you always have to check it after loading flight plan. There should not be any discontinuity. So you can see we are good. The last waypoint is VNKT. So let me set it back to arc. Range is 20, both sides, and let me select constraint, both sides, and it looks good. This thing has loaded all the fuel and everything automatic, so we have to just perform one or two things here. Before takeoff, you have to check this screen. If there is any blue, then you have to take action for those blues. Otherwise, if everything is green, then you're good to go. So they are saying confirm cabin For that, we will click this button. And you can see it has been gone. Takeoff configuration, this button, you have to click it to test. You see it is normal, so everything is fine. So guys, there is one problem. I forgot to select parking and or gate when we loaded this flight plan. So that's why we are on the runway itself. So I can't use pushback express here. If you want me to use pushback express, please tell me in the comments in 1 or 2 minutes so that I can restart the flight. Please make it quick so that we don't waste any time. If you are happy with this current flight from the runway, then I will go with it. Please guys comment. Okay, let's go. I want to show you one more thing here. I have bought one hardware for my flight simulator. I want to show you that, and you will see that hardware in action in a moment. So this is my thrustmaster throttle quadrant. So if you are like flying plane, then it is very hard if you don't have something like this, because always you have to look here and your one hand is busy controlling these things. I was using joystick's default button, but that was not that good. So I bought this thing, and I think it is one of the best available in the market. It still has some issues, but it works. So guys, our transition altitude at New Delhi airport is 4,000 feet. So I'm selecting 4,000 as initial climb, and all the lights are on. Everything looks good. Seat belt sign. Nice. So guys, let's take off. For that, I will release my parking brakes. Flap is set to 1 automatically. Let's go. 50%. Positive climb, landing gear up. Flaps up. Reduce thrust to climb, and autopilot on. So we will change now our altitude to standard because our transition altitude is 4000 feet. You can see there are some constants here for the height, for the altitude, but those would be like we should be above 29,000 feet. That's why we are staying here, and that would be we should be above 41,000 feet, something like that. I am not, I don't have subscription for Navigraph, so I don't have graphs for our. You see here, it is going to 4,000 feet now, so it is holding the speed also. There is no good source of charts of airports, and for our where we can see all the constants of height and speed. To get all those information, you have to subscribe with Navigraph, and they will provide you nice charts. So as for now, I have not subscribed with them because I think they are charging $8 or $10 per month. I'm still learning, so when I would be good in flying, then I might have subscription of Navigraph, and after that I can show you flight in more detail with all the constants, what are the height constants, what are the speed constants, and how to fly those. So I am increasing our altitude. I'm setting the altitude to our flight level, so that if there is any restriction for altitude, our aircraft will manage automatically. Or 39,000 feet, like this. So we are now leaving New Delhi for Kathmandu. Another turn. Let me adjust the speed of my drone camera, and so that I can show you some nice cinematics. So guys, we have passed 10,000 feet. Let's switch off our landing lights and nose light. After takeoff checklist, Landing lights. Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gear up, flaps retracted, barrel reference standard, and packs running. Let me set the temperature here. If you see at PFD, then it is showing some useful information like we are on thrust climb and we are climbing at the moment. After that, it will hold altitude. It is also navigating. Autopilot 1 is on. Flight director 1 and 2 are on, and auto thrust is also on, which is here. Let's see what we have in our MACD. This is our flight plan, and this is our ILS frequencies. We don't have ILS here. I don't believe in Kathmandu we will have ILS runway. Let me check. It is loading some information. I hope it will find our flight as well. Aircraft. Let's give it some time, and in the meanwhile, let's see where we are. So we are at passing flight level 250, and this is our status in the inbuilt VFR map in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sim Toolkit Pro is a little bit heavy, I think, and for me, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It is also not updating progress of our flight here. It should show progress here. It is showing current flight is this, but it is not showing progress. Let me disconnect and reconnect. If it can do the trick. Connecting, connected, connected. For now I'm putting it on the other screen. If it will work, then I will show you. If you have everything up to date and everything is in sync, then it helps a lot. Because how we loaded our flight plan, this is not the right way. First, we can create our flight plan in SimBrief with the latest nav data. If you have subscription of Navigraph, then after that you can enter your flight plan manually in MacDo, as we do in real aircrafts, real flights, as our pilots do. Slightly left turn. I'm not going. I do not know what is going to happen because I never flown manually and I never landed manually. So there is no ILS. Let's hope for the best. What happens? And I hope we will see some mountains here. You can see mountains there. I think that is all Himalayas. Sim Toolkit Pro is showing other information, but it is not showing the progress. As you can see here, our flight number. I'm not sure. Next time I will load flight plan into Sim Toolkit Pro before loading flight plan into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's see what will happen in that case. Some nice wing views, engine view, and so whatever I had opened, like performance calculator, we created flight plan in SimBrief, Sim Toolkit Pro, and Pushback Express. I cannot use anything because I forgot to select our parking or gate to park our aircraft at initial position. So this is one of the other things which you have to take care, because I does it also sometimes. So guys, once you set your throttle to climb, then you never touch your throttles throughout the flight. You will touch these throttles only the time of landing, when you are about to flare while landing. So this is the good thing about these throttles. But we are not doing ILS landing, so I will try to fly manually. Let's see how it goes. So we are passing 35,000 feet and 4,000 feet more. I had my last flight last weekend, and after that I could not fly. And because I'm also learning, so because of 7 days gap, I missed out some things, some points. So I think you should fly frequently to keep all the things in your mind. So you can see I'm sitting there, and this is first officer. So what is the state position of fuel? We still have 9 tons of fuel on board, and let's see our flight plan. So we are reaching to Pavru now. We should be at 36,000 feet at Pavru, and from here, Pavru is 18 miles away, nautical miles away. So this is our top of descent. There are two marks. One is white and one is blue. I still need to understand what does white mean, what does blue mean. What I think it means, it is top of climb. It is top of, sorry, it is top of descent. It is top of climb because it is going up and it is stabling there. It is straightening there. So it means it is top of climb, and from here you are just doing that and then you have to come down. I do not know why it is coming here. So we are about to reach this, and we will start our descent in between LKN and Apipu. You can see the flight level has been changing there, is changing there, and these are the distances. Pabru is at 176 nautical miles from New Delhi, and LKN is 259 nautical miles from New Delhi. So you see this distance is increasing. If we go down, so we are at top of descent, guys, top of climb, guys, and our aircraft is reducing thrust, you see here, and it should have been leveled up. After 80 miles we will take a slightly left turn. Because of one mistake of non selecting parking or gate, we missed lot of excitement, because actual thing happens before takeoff, while we prepare our flight for our flight, prepare our aircraft for flight. So that is the main part which we missed because of one mistake. Very shiny. So guys, this is our top of descent point. We will start our descent from here, and you can see how fast the wind is blowing. It is at we are heading towards 76 or 75 degrees, and the wind is coming from 281, and the speed of wind is 87 nautical miles. And you can see we are heading towards this direction, but wind is throwing us on this heading. So we will start our descent from this point, top of descent, approximately 70 nautical miles away. And let's see what would be our altitude there. 33 33,400 feet we should be at when we will pass a Pipu. Let's see if it is showing something for a Pipu. No. You can see Himalaya range here, all the mountains. Sim Toolkit Pro is not working, guys, so I'm quitting that. I have closed that. I will use takeoff performance calculator to know what would be the QNH value at Kathmandu. So for that I will type in here VNKT and click METAR. So the QNH value would be 1020, and the temperature at Kathmandu is 10 degrees. Wind speed and direction is 0 and wind speed is 2 knots. Apipu is 77 nautical miles away, and our top of descent is approximately 50 nautical miles away. Now you can see better view of Himalayas from here. You see the whole from here. I'm planning to take next flight from Kathmandu to Shimla so that we can fly over Mount Everest as well. I think that would be great to see Mount Everest from flying over the mountain, Mount Everest. Because usually whatever flights I have taken, that those were on ground like plain landscapes. So I also never experienced how it feels like flying over the mountain. So that would be good flight, I think, from Kathmandu to Shimla. Top of descent is 15 miles away now. So I will enter our. Let me check what is the distance to Apipu is 334. Let me check here. Apipu is 38 nautical miles, and we should be at flight level 334. As soon as it will touch our plane here, then we will click down arrow, engage selected altitude mode. Sorry, we will click the up arrow, engage manage altitude mode. Now guys, we are starting our descent, and let's turn on seatbelt signs. So at Parsa, we should be at flight level 190, and Parsa is around 90 miles away, according to flight plan. But it is saying at Parsa we should be at level 1555.
2,500. 1,000. 1,000. 2,500. 2,500. 1,000. 400.
Too low, gear. Too low, gear. Too low, gear.
1,000. 400.
Too low, gear. 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 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500.